Good evening, folks. This is Dave Schmidt. It's the evening of January 16th, and this is the precursor to tomorrow's program and newsletter. First of all, once again, I wish I could have a little bit better news, but I'm sorry, but we will not be doing a radio program again tomorrow. I have been asked basically by my sources to stay quiet. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that are very intense that are taking place right now. I had mentioned all the way back in December that we would probably see things shut down during the holiday seasons. And then also I had mentioned that we would see things pick back up again on January 8th, which was a week ago yesterday. Today, I talked with two of my primary intelligence sources in the funding situations, and both of them had said the same thing, that yes, things are moving, things are progressing, but that does not mean that money is moving for us. It just means that all of the logistics that need to be in place are in the process of moving forward. It's important to realize that these funds and the currency exchanges are not about us at the what I call the retail level. This is an international issue of international significance, and it includes international politics, international economics, and it has a great deal of opposition to it at that level, which you would expect with the type of money and the volume that would be taking place here. So when they proceed on this, it has to be done in a timely manner where things of high security are taken into consideration. And so that's why they have asked me to basically stay quiet, because if I start talking about issues, it brings things out into the open, and it creates some security risk issues. Now, having said that, though, there is a couple other issues I want to talk about. First, I want to say thank you so much to all the people that attended the special seminar that we had in Phoenix last Saturday. We had over 260 people present. As you know, that I had discussed in the morning, I am at the workshops. I'm able to give as much as of an update as possible what's happening on the currency exchanges. And then in the afternoon, we had Jason on. And remember, Jason is the cryptocurrency expert. And I want to fully qualify that term and say, yes, he is a fully complete qualified expert in what he does, and he is very, very good at what he does. Jason has his list now, over 15,000 people that are on his list that are basically, listening to his programs and to the teaching and training seminars that he has going on. In that, he has helped thousands of people make thousands of dollars in the cryptocurrencies. Some of them are in the heavy and high 5 figures, 6 figures, and there's even been a couple people that have made over $1 million basically listening to him and following him in what he is doing. He provided a lot of information, and he also said that he would have some good information that would be available on his website. Here, I talked with Jason today. Here's what he is doing. He is developing a new website that will be available later in the week. When that website is available, I will send out to all those in my newsletter the contacts with his new website and how you can acquire and get access to his information. I would highly encourage you to do that. Let's just say the people that have taken his basic $110 5-hour training session on how to get involved in the cryptocurrencies, their return has been 5, 10, 50, and some even 100 times over the $110 cost that he has basically is charging for this 5-hour training seminar. It's something that is well worth the money. Now, why am I expressing this? You've heard me talk about in the past that because of what was called the massive amount of printing, this quantitative easing that goes back a number of years, that our Federal Reserve was printing up money by the trillions of dollars and putting it out into circulation with nothing backing it up, brand new money. Normally, that type of a situation would create one of two scenarios in our economy. One would be hyperinflation, or number two, a complete bankruptcy where there would be no money available at all. If you're watching any of the financial programs, whether it be CNBC, Fox Business News, the Bloomberg Business Report, and the list goes on, more and more they are interviewing professional economists that are saying we're headed for a form of an economic crash and a downturn. What happens is when you print up all that money, normally it creates hyperinflation. Why have we not experienced it? We haven't experienced it because what was called the petrodollar impact. What that meant was that all of the oil that was being sold all around the world had to be transacted in US dollars. So it means if China brought oil from Russia or from Saudi Arabia or from any of the countries, the transaction took place in US dollars. That high volume of dollar transaction is what had prevented us from being into hyperinflation. But guess what? The petrodollars are over. It's done. These countries have decided to start exchanging in their own country currencies, which means if China is buying oil from Russia, they're paying Russia in Chinese yuan, not US dollars. What does that mean? That has now set up the scenario that we are in coming forward for a very high probability that we're going to be running into hyperinflation here in the United States. That's not just my opinion. That is coming from a number of professional financial experts, and the one who explains it the best is a gentleman by the name of Cliff High. Many of you are familiar with Cliff High. Cliff is a very knowledgeable man. He understands the economic impacts of hyperinflation and what it does, and Cliff is also a very great explainer, teacher about the cryptocurrencies. He believes in them very strongly, and here is why he is saying you want to understand that to be involved in that. When the hyperinflation begins to take place, what will happen is the cryptocurrencies will outpace them. And that means you have the opportunity to place your funds into a place that will outpace the hyperinflation, and you won't lose the deep monetary value. Now, I don't have time to go into the full detail and the depths about that, but I would encourage you to go to YouTube, Cliff High, H-I-G-H, and just listen to some of his explanations about it. Also, I want you to know that Jason is a close friend with Cliff. Jason talks with Cliff High on a regular basis. Cliff turns to Jason for some of the explanations of what's taking place in some of the charting issues about following the patterns in the cryptocurrencies. So I would encourage you to become familiar with that. You've heard me say one of the reasons why the cryptocurrencies is going to be so great is because it's going to allow us to bypass basically the very corrupt banking scenario and institutions that we have here in our world. There was a little quote that I had sent out in one of the newsletters recently. It said, what email had done to the postal industry is what cryptocurrency is going to do to the banking industry. Because see, when you're involved in cryptocurrencies, you have what is called peer-to-peer financial transactions. Right now, if you want to send me money, or if I want to send you funds, I have to use the banking system. I'm either going to send a money wire, or I'm going to write a check, or I'm going to give you currency, cash. Even the currency cash is still controlled by the banking system. But if I want to give you a financial remuneration and using the cryptocurrency system, it goes direct from me directly to you, and it bypasses the banking system. This is the way that we, the individuals, the regular everyday moms and pops, have the ability to basically bypass the corrupt banking system. There's a lot of different opinions out there about the cryptocurrencies. I am very, very strong of the opinion that it's going to be here. It is not going to go away because you cannot control the masses in the free will choice of using their internet through their means of transactions. And that's why this will continue to be very positive. Countries can try to set laws, pass laws. They may hinder it, but it cannot stop it because you cannot stop the international use of the internet because the internet is boundaryless. No country can control the transactions of the internet. Some of them have tried to basically hinder some of it, but there are always ways to get around it. That's why I'm a firm proponent of it. It is one of the best ways that we're going to be able to keep ourselves in a solid financial shape if we should enter into this hyperinflation scenario. And I'm beginning to believe more and more there's a very high probability that that might happen. So when I send out a newsletter later in the week with Jason's updates, I would just encourage you to take a look at it. Go in there, take a look, see what's important for you. What is it that you would want to do? It has the ability to help us in the coming future to be able to stay on top of some potential, pretty tough economic downturns that might be coming our way. So with that, I want to thank you very much. I do have a workshop coming up in Hawaii a week from Saturday with still lots of room there. We would love to have you there. 2 weeks after Hawaii, I'm going to be in Denver, and then 2 weeks after that, I'm going to be in Australia. It'll be my first time there. I'm looking forward to coming to Australia and meeting all you folks that are there as well. So, encourage you to show up for this, folks, because it's there that you are able to ask me any question that you want. You get much, much more information. I'm limited on what I can say over the internet because of security reasons, and thank you for being patient and understanding that. So with that, I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week. Thank you very much. Okay, bye-bye.